We have got some wild insights about turkeys. No, seriously, these birds are full of secrets. Some can even surprise you with how clever and charismatic they are. But more on that shocker later. Let's cover an introduction to raising turkeys, where we break down what you need to know to start your turkey raising adventure with confidence. By the end of this series, you'll practically be a turkey whisperer, and I promise you'll never look at these feathered friends the same way again. Sound good? Let's dive in. Turkeys aren't just oversized chickens, my friend. Nope. They're more like the eccentric relatives at the family reunion, bigger, louder, and full of surprises. In this series, we're getting into everything: housing setups, breed choices, feeding secrets, and even how to keep your turkeys entertained. Yep, enrichment activities are a thing, but today we're laying the foundation, and trust me, it's a game changer. Now here's a little taste of what's to come. Imagine your turkey strutting around like it owns the place, happy and healthy, because you know exactly what they need. That's the kind of expert you're going to be by the end of this series. And let's be real, bragging rights are included. Stick around, there's a lot to get excited about. If you're digging this turkey talk and want more feathered fun, give that subscribe button a little love. Think of it as giving your future turkeys a digital high five. You know you want to. And hey, the turkeys will appreciate it, or at least they'll strut around like they do, but that's not all. You'll also learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes beginners make. Mistakes that can cost you time, money, and a lot of stress. So buckle up, because we're about to make turkey raising simple and fun in ways you never imagined. Let's get started. So, why on earth would you raise turkeys in the first place? Great question. For starters, they produce a ton of meat compared to chickens. That's right, turkey burgers for days. But it's not all about food. Turkeys are sustainably amazing for self-sufficient farming and add personality to any homestead. Ever seen a turkey strut? It's a whole fashion show, and they own that runway, plus these birds are highly entertaining. Just picture a turkey trying to stare down a curious squirrel. Priceless, right? Here's something you might not know. Turkeys are natural weed control machines. They'll happily peck away at unwanted greenery in your yard, saving you hours of yard work. And did I mention that they make fantastic bug patrol? Say goodbye to those garden-destroying pests. So if you're thinking about adding a turkey or two to your life, you're signing up for more than just tasty meat. You're enlisting a farm helper with flair. How's that for a win-win? And let's not forget the community aspect. Turkeys can turn your property into a conversation starter. When neighbors and friends come by, these majestic birds will no doubt be a highlight. Plus, raising turkeys can be an entry point to learning more about sustainable farming and self-sufficiency. It's a hobby that can transform your entire lifestyle. Are you intrigued yet? Now here's where things get really interesting. We're about to cover the essential details that'll make or break your turkey raising experience. But before we get into it, let's talk turkey care basics. Let's get serious for a moment. Your turkeys deserve the best, right? Starting with housing, these birds need space. We're talking room to roam, not a studio apartment-sized pen. And don't skimp on predator-proofing unless you want a neighborhood fox party. Turkeys are big, easy targets, so safety is key. And ventilation? It's a non-negotiable. Turkeys are sensitive to humidity, and proper airflow can prevent a whole host of respiratory issues. Think of their housing as a luxury turkey spa: fresh air, no drafty gusts, and plenty of space to stretch those legs. And the bedding? You'll want to keep things fresh to avoid ammonia buildup, which can harm their health. Pro tip: deep litter method can save you time and keep your turkeys happy. More on that in a future video. Want to hear something surprising? Turkeys love having a perch to roost on. Even though they're big birds, they still appreciate the chance to feel safe up high. Think of it as their version of a penthouse view, and providing shaded areas in their run is a game changer, especially during summer. Turkeys can overheat quickly, so a little bit of shade can make a world of difference. Details like these might seem small, but they're crucial for a happy flock. When it comes to feeding, here's where you separate the turkey enthusiasts from the amateurs. Forget giving them chicken feed and calling it a day. Turkeys need high-protein grub, and it changes as they age. Think of it as their custom turkey nutrition plan. And yes, we'll cover all those nitty-gritty details in an upcoming episode. Speaking of health, keep a close eye on them. Healthy turkeys look like royalty, alert, bright-eyed, and with feathers that say, "I woke up like this." But more on that later. Here's where things get spicy. Ever heard of heritage turkeys? They're like the vintage cars of the turkey world, hardy, classy, and built to last. On the flip side, you have commercial breeds, feed-intensive, fast-growing, and a bit like the gym bros of the turkey community. Deciding which one to raise depends on your goals. Want a self-sustaining flock that forages for food like pros? Heritage is your pick. But if you're dreaming of a Thanksgiving feast to remember, commercial breeds are the way to go. It's all about balancing your priorities. Here's something even more intriguing. Heritage turkeys have been known to fly up into trees to roost, while commercial breeds wouldn't even make it off the ground. That's right, these heritage birds retain a wildness that's fascinating to watch. But before you choose, consider your climate and space. Heritage turkeys thrive in varied environments, while commercial breeds need a bit more pampering. Curious to know more? We'll break down the best breeds for beginners in the next episode. Another fascinating fact: heritage turkeys can live for years and reproduce naturally, while commercial breeds are usually harvested before they even turn a year old. This lifespan difference plays a huge role in how you approach their care. Commercial breeds are a quick investment, while heritage breeds become a long-term part of your farm ecosystem. Which one do you see in your future flock? Hey, curious turkey enthusiast, which breed are you most excited to raise, the wild-at-heart heritage turkey or the fast-growing, meat-producing commercial breed? Or maybe you have a funny turkey story to share. Drop it in the comments, I promise. Turkey talk never gets old. Now let's crush some myths, shall we? People often say turkeys are way harder to raise than chickens. False. Sure, turkeys have their quirks, but once you get the hang of it, it's like riding a bike. Another misconception: turkeys are aggressive. Well, sometimes, but it's all about understanding their language. These birds are protective, not aggressive, and a little turkey charm goes a long way. Another classic myth: turkeys are too fragile and always getting sick. The reality is that with proper care, they're quite resilient. It's all about setting them up for success: healthy diet, predator-proof housing, and keeping stress to a minimum. And let's not forget about imprinting. Young turkeys can bond with you in a way that's downright adorable. So yes, turkeys might have a reputation for being tricky, but once you understand them, you'll see they're not that complicated. And here's a big one. Turkeys aren't worth the investment. People think they cost too much or take up too much time. But in reality, turkeys offer significant returns, whether in meat, pest control, or simply the joy of having them around. The secret? Smart, efficient turkey care. Once you have your routine down, it's no different from caring for any other farm animal. Ready to give turkeys a chance? Oh, and for everyone who thinks turkeys need constant pampering, wrong again. With a proper setup, you can raise them like a pro with minimal fuss. Now, before we wrap up, now get ready, because we're only getting started. In our next video, we'll break down how to pick the perfect turkey breed for your needs, from meat production to egg laying and even turkey pets. Yes, it's a thing. We'll leave no feather unturned. And here's a teaser: one of these breeds might have an unexpected superpower. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. And here's a little extra: did you know some breeds are natural guard turkeys, alerting you to danger on your property? Curious? Make sure you're ready for the next episode, and just like that, we're done. Enjoy the turkey adventure.